Good morning. Happy Motivation Monday. I'm just literally jumping on really quickly between group calls this morning because I got really passionate in this morning's call around about other coaches' frameworks and this advertising of promises of 10K months and things like that. So I just wanted to come into the conscious creation community and talk to you all about it and tell you my opinion, and I guess also share a little bit about why I'm different in that respect. So when you come on, say hi. Let me know that you're watching live. Tell me whereabouts you are and why the topic of this particular live resonated with you. So I'm pretty fed up of seeing this advertising around coaches being out there promising, you know, you should be having consistent 10K months in your service business. If you're a service-based business, this is what you should be aspiring to, you know, which essentially works out so that you're earning 100 grand a year. Now, what they then go on to do is talk about, you know, how we have to hustle, how we have to work really hard to make this level of money and what your services are going to be. And I have just spent, so from my first Conscious Creation Business Accelerator, I've been working with the team in there for the last 8 weeks, and they have been working incredibly hard on building their businesses. Okay, now they've tried some things, they've launched some things, they've done incredibly well, but what I've seen as their coach working consistently over the course of that 8 weeks has been the dedication, the challenges, and the creation that they have had to work with, and they've had to consciously put the effort in on. Now, they're one woman, one people teams in their starting out in their conscious businesses. And what I have not led them to expect is that they should be getting 10K months consistently. Now, that doesn't mean that they haven't been earning money in their business, because some of them have earned more money in their business since we've been working together than they have when they were pre-course. However, what they have been doing, and what I've been really nurturing and encouraging them to do, is get their blooming business structures right. You know, as one people in our businesses, you cannot get consistent 10K months as a startup in a business without working your arse off. Okay, excuse the language. But you have to spend time, and I wrote a post about this a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago. You have to spend time creating the content that you want to share with people. You have to spend time launching the content. You have to then spend time delivering the content. If you're in a service-based, purposeful business, you cannot spread yourself so thin, because then you're going to be on your back, not being able to work for a month, which then again makes you feel like an utter failure that you didn't earn 10K in that month. Whereas if you launch a product that you've been working on and you've put your heart and soul into, and you get a 20K month from that one particular launch, you feel justified in taking some time off and then spending some time on creating something else, because we're never going to be satisfied as conscious, purposeful entrepreneurs delivering the same stuff over and over again. What really jazzes us up is creating new stuff, is creating better things, is evolving. As we evolve as service-based entrepreneurs, as purposeful entrepreneurs, as we evolve, so does our content, so does the things that we want to teach, the things that we want to convey, the techniques that we have. So we're constantly improving things. We don't just consistently bash out the same stuff. And let's face it, you have to spend time getting your structure right. You have to spend time building your audience. You have to spend time actually nurturing some of the content that you're going to be putting out there in the world that is going to be supporting your business consistently whilst you're in creation mode, you know, and only if that feels right to you. So you might want to launch a challenge that's completely free. You might want to launch a challenge that is a really low paid entry. Either way, you have to spend time putting your heart and your soul into making that the best challenge that you can possibly do, whilst I have you mentioned that you're already serving the clients that you're working with. So I really want to dispel this myth that when you are starting your conscious, purposeful business, that you can expect to deliver a framework that will give you 10K months consistently, because that is not normal. That is not the average. I'm not saying that you can't do it. It depends what your business is. But what I'm saying is you shouldn't have to do it. What I like to do, which I brought to the table today, is talk to my clients about what's the ultimate goal. You know, what is the amount that you want to earn in a year? Is that realistic with the type of service and the price point of the services that you have in your business now? What does that then mean you have to work at? How many launches do you have to do? How many one-to-one premium mentorships do you have to do? How many, you know, readings, services, self-study courses? What does that all amount to? And then what does that leave you for you? Because most of us as conscious, purposeful entrepreneurs, we have to spend our time actually regenerating, recouping, realigning, recalibrating our energy, our time, our effort, everything that we have to give to our business. We have to spend time nurturing and doing that self-care. So if you want to work 3 weeks out of 4 for a month, that's okay. And we have to think about how we structure our business slightly differently than a lot of people, because it might be okay to work on our business for a whole month and not earn any new revenue, but know that at the end of that month, we're going to be bringing into our business a big launch and something different and something new, and that might create more revenue than we ever imagined. So looking at our year or our quarter and casting our vision forwards for what we actually want to earn is really, really important, so that we can break it down into what does that look like for our year? What does our needs for our integrated work, business, life balance actually look like? You know, talking about how our natural rhythms and our natural cycles affect our work and affect our ability to function fully and at our best. Whereas there are certain weeks in the year and certain weeks in the month that we're like on top form and full of creativity. So if you notice, for example, that you have certain cycles rhythmically that you work within, your own cycles, the moon cycles, the seasonal cycles, whatever it might be, you know, bring those ebbs and flows into your business planning. Don't just go out there and consistently expect that someone's going to teach you a framework for having you then deliver 10K months, because I can tell you now that is you being a mini me of somebody else. That's not you being a general and authentic you. Because if you're building your business from the ground up, you're not looking to somebody else to tell you how to create that business. You're not looking at somebody else's structures and frameworks, because you're working with your natural rhythm. You're building your business to be a representation and a brand that is entirely you. So my clients and the people that want to work with me are not the type of people that want to work within a funnel. They don't want to be told, you know, create this click funnel, create that funnel over there. Yes, funnels do work for some of my clients, but not all of them. And yes, funnels do work for a lot of people out there, but that's not me. That's not my style. And I know my style, and I don't want to do that type of funnel yet, because I haven't found an authentic way of doing it that actually fits with me and my personality and actually represents me and my brand in a way that is authentic. So what I'm bringing home to you today is the promise of consistent 10K months and living this freedompreneur lifestyle is rubbish and crap advertising, in my opinion. And that is why, because everyone is unique, everyone is different. And when you are establishing and building your business, you cannot be also working on your business. You can't be serving clients, creating content, sorting out the foundations and the structure of your business fully, authentically, and generating that level of income. You need to be having programs and projects in the back of your business that support your business, that give your ideal clients a taster of what it's like to actually work with you, so that the value that they invest in you, they know they're going to be getting a good return, because maybe they've already done one of your self-study courses, or maybe they've already done a free challenge, or maybe they've already done a challenge, or maybe they're already in your Facebook group, or maybe they've been looking at you on LinkedIn or Instagram. Whatever it is, there are so many different ways to build your business and to do it in a way that is authentic for you. But I am absolutely and utterly fed up of seeing that everyone that works with a coach is expected to consistently get these 10K months, because frankly, that's not realistic if you're going to be looking after yourself. You know, at some point you're going to crash and you're going to burn, because we are not made to be consistent. We are not made to literally work the same way every single week, nor the same way every single month. Look at the season, look at nature, look at the way that life is. It is different every single day, and we are different every single day. This is why one of the mindset pathways is so important, to bring you back to your vision and back to your center every single morning, to remind you who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and then aligning your frequency with what you want to create so that you become on a par with what you want to receive. But that is not clawing and working every hour God sends for you to create 10K months and then beating yourself up at the end of it when you don't. Or if you only make it to 5K. You know, think about when you first start your business, 10K months seem incredible. But how about one month you do 15K and the next month you do 5, because you're having a bit of a break, because you've just had a big launch and you've just had a 15K month. You know, let's be realistic. It doesn't have to be exactly the same every single month. You know, the first 15K month I ever had, I feel really uncomfortable talking about this, but I took the month off afterwards. I took the month off to create a whole heap of content, because all of a sudden I'd made this amazing amount of money that I had no idea I'd ever make. But I did it, and then I took a month off because I took the pressure off. I decided to work on content because I was in a creative zone. I did not for 1 second think, right, I've done it that month, that means I can consistently do it for every other month, because I knew what it had taken to get me to create that month of income. And it wasn't hustling. It was consistently working with a load of clients, having them all roll around and want to continue working with me because they got so much value from it. So there were clients in there that were continuing their journey with me, and there were clients in there that had got a lot of value from free content and decided they wanted to work with me. So I then took a month to create more things that I wanted and to put some love and joy back into the things that I had to not focus on whilst I was actually focusing over here for that month. You know, I've got a list of like-to-dos that I actually wanted to make come to being, you know, and I do not beat myself up every month if I don't make a consistent figure. But at the quarterly points, I know whether or not I'm on target to meeting what I would like to meet for that year, or baseline what I actually have to meet for that year. But it's not all about money. And I really don't like when people create purposeful businesses because they have to earn an income. And that's all that's driving them. There's got to be more to it behind that. We need to be remembering the joy that we have within our businesses, because when you're having fun within your business, people love it. People see how invigorated and how much you shine, and they want to work with you. People, you know, they want to be able to see that you are feeling successful, and success comes from more than just money at the end of the day, you know, and failure is not failure, it's lessons learned, you know, so you're not failing if you're not making 10K months. You know, there's this whole society obsession around 10K months. You know, if you're on course to have 100 grand year, excellent. You know, is your health on top? Is your health on top of that? How are your relationships going? How's your sleep? How's your level of fun and enjoyment within your business? All of those things also have to go somewhat towards your success and your feelings of success. You know, what is the money without that level of enjoyment? And that is why we need a morning ritual. That is why every single morning, and I'm bringing this in just naturally, every single morning we need to come back to reminding ourselves and telling ourselves why this is so important to us, why we're doing what we're doing, and celebrating our successes when we do reach those 10K months. And they will become consistent if that's what you put out into the world, and that's how you establish your business authentically. But it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It really doesn't. You have to get your mindset in gear. You have to get your business structures in gear. You have to have some vision and plan at the end of the year of your business as to what you're actually trying to create, and all of these structures that are going to help you to get there. And there's a lot of work on yourself. There's self-doubt, there's worry, there's lack of scarcity. You know, all of these things, if anything, impact business owners the most. Mindset, getting your mindset absolutely on point is so important. So anyway, after all of that, that is why I think that it is not in my business model to sell a framework and a funnel and one way of doing things for everyone, because it doesn't consistently work. You know, I've done that through trying. I've tried some different things that I thought were the way to do it, and I've been told they were the way to do it, and that that's the way that everyone does it. It's a proven methodology, blah, blah, blah. But do you know why it didn't work for me? Because it didn't resonate with me. And if it doesn't resonate with me, I'm not going to be able to put my all into it. If I can't put my all into it, no one's going to want to work with me, because they're not seeing that I'm having fun, that I know what I'm doing, that I'm doing what I love. So all of it has a knock-on effect. If you buy into that framework and that's exactly what you want to replicate and that's in alignment with you, great. That's the difference. But seeing the promise of somebody telling you that they're going to help you get 10K months, and you're also going to have all these other levels and layers of success without actually spending some solid time on creating your business structures, it's not sustainable. I think it's a complete and utter crock of crap, and I don't agree with that level of frameworking. So if that's the kind of stuff that people in this group are wanting, then it's probably not the group for you. However, I don't agree that anyone in here by now is looking for a framework or is looking for me to tell them exactly what's going to work within their business. So like I said, this all came out of an amazing morning with my accelerator group, and I'm just about to go into another accelerator group training in a minute. We've now got 2 groups on the go, but this morning's was all about a really strong reminder around the things that support us in our businesses, and also the level of change and creativity that has been occurring whilst they've been building their business structures. And it has been phenomenal, you know, and money has been there. They've had the money that they've needed. Some of them have even met their income goals for a couple of months. It's been insane. But that's not because of a framework. That's because they've been authentically led to start to trust their intuition, to actually have a solid business structure, to know who exactly they're talking to, who they want to work with. Calling in and trusting the universe is going to provide the things that they need, the inspiration, the creativity, the time, the abundance, the clients, whatever it is that they've needed at the time, they've got. So, you know, the promise of consistent 10K months doesn't have to be exactly what they get now, but it doesn't mean they won't have an epic launch that brings in that level of income. And then they'll see what it took for them to get there. So testing the waters, you know, it's incredible when you have a vision in mind of what you want and you let it go and you allow things to come in, and you will then receive in accordance with that, but the time frame might be different. You know, you might end up having a 30K month one month. How amazing would that be? Would you then expect that every single month without having a solid business structure, knowing what it might take, how many sales you'd have to sell, and then the level of service that you have to provide for that time? So it's incredible to me, you know, how many people genuinely think that that's an easy thing to achieve immediately. You know, working with a coach is going to get you your first 10K month. And one of the things that I tell everyone that works with me, you know, there's got to be more to it than just money. Money is great and money is going to come to you, but what else is driving this process? What else is going to get you up in the morning, making you feeling successful? Because not every month will be 10Ks. Some months will be 5, some months will be 15, some months will be 50. It all measures up to what is the ultimate goal. What exactly are we trying to achieve? You know, and more often it's confidence on getting the right business structure, the right pricing plan, the right ideal client, and the right amount of confidence to go out there and share this kind of stuff. You know, to actually be honest, tell people their story, you know, and get them to a level that they can actually start to identify with what works for them. Because there's a lot of trials and tests that get us to see what we like, what we don't like, what we enjoy, what we don't enjoy. Some other people call these failures, and that's completely incorrect as well. They're not failures. You can't fail at something unless you've told everyone exactly what standards you want to get to, and everyone else agrees with you entirely. You know, like a written test, that you can potentially fail, but it's just an opportunity to show you what you haven't yet learned. But through that one failure, you know what you need to work on and what you need to learn, and thus you improve. Everything improves and everything raises. So the next time that kind of stuff doesn't happen. So anyway, I'm going off on so many tangents, and I could talk about this for ages because I got so excited about, you know, bringing this to the group's attention. So powerful, so strong. You know, these 10K months don't have to be consistent, you know, and all that rubbish about frameworks and all that kind of thing. You know, I think it's crap advertising. It's something I won't ever do. I will never tell people that I will help them to do that, because everything is on them. It's all actionable by them. But I sure as hell will be there supporting them and telling them what they can do to get there, and giving them as many tools and as many ideas and opportunities and perspectives as I possibly can to help them get a solid framework in place to look after themselves mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, and abundantly, you know, to really firm up what it's going to take for them to get to where they want to be realistically and authentically, so that they're not having to be a version of somebody else doing another framework, unless that's the type of person they want to be. If that resonates, excellent. But that is not what working with me is all about. And I think my accelerator guys will attest to that. And we had the most epic call this morning talking about this kind of stuff. You know, if they get 100 grand in a year, doesn't have to be through 10K months. It can be different. And that is the long game. And that is something that I think people need to open and expand their awareness to, because having those solid business structures and having an engaged audience and having people that know, like, trust and believe in you, not to change them, to do things their way, to support them in a way that aligns with them, they're the people that you need to be working with, because they're the people whose lives you're going to be able to change, not the people that are not in alignment with those things. So the more you share your message around what you do and why you do it, the more people will resonate and they will come to that message, and they'll either align or they won't align. So okay, so thank you so much for those of you that joined me live. I'm sorry I haven't actually seen any comments or any highs or any news, but I hope my ranting hasn't been too much, and it's been a bit of an eye-opener for you this morning, because yeah, these promises of consistent 10K months and all that jazz are rubbish and crap advertising, in my opinion. So I've been really honest and really blatant around why that doesn't work for me, and I know that's not going to work for my clients. So if you are keen to come into the accelerator and experience this for yourself, drop me a PM, drop me a message, drop me a comment in this link here. We've got some new people joining soon, so I'd love for you, if this resonates with you and you're fed up of trying to buy into this whole perception that 10K months consistently through frameworks and funnels and all those kind of inauthentic things to you resonate, then come and have a chat with me, because I'd love to talk about how we can get your business up and running, earning you the income that you want to be earning, but supporting you, most importantly, through all those other means, and aligning you with the right people, so that this still becomes fun and you still get the income that you require, but it's not all about chasing that bank balance at the end of the day, because we want money to do things for us. We want it to be there to support the lifestyle that we want, to support the person that we want to be. We want to, you know, enjoy the process and enjoy our businesses and what we bring to them. So there we go. There you have it. That is my little rant for this morning. I probably still could go on. So if anyone's got any questions, once you've let me know that you're here, and just type some comments in there for me. Let me know that you've watched this, whether or not you resonate with it, whether you don't resonate with it, what your perceptions of these consistent 10K or X-figure months are, and whether or not you too think that's, you know, justifiable or crap advertising, or what sits right with you. But yes, I will leave you now because I've got to go into another accelerator group. But Much love, happy Monday, and I hope this motivates you to keep going in your business authentically in a way that is right for you, and trust your instincts on what works for you, because that is the most important thing. Much love, happy Monday.